Well, hey everybody, I just want to make sure that this is recording. Yes, it is. Okay, well, we'll give you a little view first. Okay, and now we're going to come back and I'm going to do a little speaking. I'm going to talk loud because I'm at the sea. And as I was referring to my last video, when I was in the sea today in the Mediterranean, I was just, letting God wash my cares away, which sometimes is easier than others. The last time I had a retreat, it was the most relaxed retreat I ever had. And this one is a bit of a struggle because just trying to cut off from my cares and concerns and get in this 3-day retreat. So it's a process. But, I was thinking God fills us up. And He is a creative God. And He fills us up with creative gifts so that after He's filling us up, we can then go and pour His love creatively in so many different ways into His people, into His creation. Hallelujah. So, I wanted to share about, oftentimes people will write from other nations and say, how are things going? And sometimes they're specifically asking about the news, which I'm definitely not the news girl. I tell them to go to a reliable news source. That's definitely not where I'm supposed to put my focus or my energy. It's really in the call. And I love to quote, Yeshua said, I only do what I see my Father doing. And that's really what our lives are to be about. And, for the first 11 years of my aliyah, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment that was made into 3, and the kitchen was divided and into 2 spaces, and they made a bedroom so it became a 3-bedroom. But oftentimes I rented it out if I was fortunate enough to do that, and that's what they did before I came in there, and that's legal here, So I lived in a very small space. I lived in a room. Half of it was a makeshift kitchen and the other half was my bedroom. And it was by only the grace of God that I was able to manage in this space for 11 years. I was very blessed. I never took it for granted. I remember even after all those years, turning the corner onto my block when I was coming home at night and saying, wow, I really left America. God was in my home, and I lived at a home in Jerusalem. What more could I want? I really very blessed. And so here, God really promoted me to such a huge place where my dance center is, and it's a prayer that was answered after many, many years. And I really believe that all the places that I ministered and all the places where I worshiped solo or with the troops that I raised up, I was prophetically dancing in my dance center, which I had not received. It was an act of faith. I believe that's what I was literally doing. Just as I believe now, as I dance in my center nearly every day, I believe that it's a time of preparation, and I believe that I'm dancing in my future. I'm going to have to move because somebody just lit up a cigarette, so I'm going to move over here. Yeah, because that wind is coming in my direction. And so I really believe that this is a time of preparation and that I am dancing in my future now. And so I don't know my future, and neither do you, I'm sure, unless the Lord has given you a vision. So what do? We take the next step. God reveals one step at a time. We take the next step. And if the Lord is not speaking to you anything new, continue to do what you were doing in the previous step. He'll make sure we don't miss His voice if we're listening, if we have our heart peeled to heaven. So I'm going to end it right now. There's too much going on around me to stay focused at the moment. God bless you from the Mediterranean Sea in Israel.